Jason Carruthers and his wife, Major Heather Carruthers. The Superintendent, Air Force Basic Military Training, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Chief Master Sergeant Sandy Rios. From the 37th Training Wing, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, Colonel Roy Collins. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Colonel Carruthers and Chief Master Sergeant Rios will make a special awards presentation.
Detail, take, cut! Alternate, cut! Detail, halt!
737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Subject, Master Military Training Instructor. A Master Military Training Instructor is one who is a total professional in all phases of basic training, is a leader among other instructors, exhibits only the highest characteristics of ethics, morality, and integrity, fully supports the mission, traditions, and esprit de corps of Air Force basic military training, is the best of the best. The instructors who stand before you today have been awarded the title Master Military Training Instructor in recognition of their superior performance. From the 320th Training Squadron, Master Sergeant Christopher Powers. From the 737th Training Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Colleen Bard. From the 326th Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Megan Harper. From the 323rd Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Christina Scribner. From the 323rd Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Paul Couch.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is take a few moments. We're going to have a conversation here in a little bit to celebrate the success at the 6 of these 5 examples of excellence. But I really want to focus today on what you just saw, what you were just a witness to, what it really means. We've got 5 examples of inspiration and excellence. NCOs, senior NCOs, that are necessarily drawn from the best of our entire Air Force. And I will tell you they're emblematic of our entire MTI Corps that are 550 strong. But what makes these 5 examples special is that they were just awarded their master military instructor badge, the blue rope that symbolizes excellence. And when we talk about our MTIs, we talk about guardians to the gateway of our Air Force. Again, drawn from the best of our enlisted corps. I like to think of our MTIs as the black belts of our NCO and senior NCO corps. But if we're talking black belts, I'm telling you, these are the ninjas. I can think back to Sunday morning sitting side by side with my twin brother watching Kung Fu Theater on Sunday afternoon. And I will tell you, their Kung Fu is strong. These are the ninjas of that MTI Corps. They model excellence in everything. Integrity, service before self, but I'm going to foot stomp excellence again. They are the models and mentors not only to the trainees that come to us and that we get to turn into the airmen, the next generation of warrior airmen, but they're models and mentors to the MTI Corps. We can't do what we do as an Air Force without this level of excellence. And on that note of excellence, I'm going to tell you, excellence isn't something that's easily hidden. Occasionally it may be hidden for a moment. But among the core of excellence that we have here, and I'm telling you, the MTI Corps represents all that is excellent in this Air Force. These are the most excellent of those. The top 10% of that 550 get to wear that blue rope. It's something that's special, and it's something that doesn't come easy. And when you think about what we ask of them to do day in and day out, to continue to rise and push and ask more of themselves, this is what right looks like, men and women. This is what right looks like. And so on that note, I think we deserve, they are deserved a warm round of applause for just showing us what a great example they are.
The airmen who will pass and review today have completed a demanding 7.5-week program that provides Air Force units throughout the world with trained airmen. Part of this training includes the time-proven concepts of military customs and traditions, of which this parade is a vital part. All graduating airmen will also march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. They will lead the way for the thousands of airmen that will follow, all reflecting on our enlisted heritage, tradition of honor, and our legacy of valor. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Paul Couch, Master Military Training Instructor, 323rd Training Squadron. Colonel Carruthers will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Indian squadron, firearms!
in review.
Snap. Return. Cut. Snap. Change post. Cut. Give your squadrons 1 arm. Pass. In. Review. Forward. Cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating airmen passing in review today represent a portion of the 40,000 recruits who will complete basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest air force in the world. Military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Air Force. The flights you will view today are a representation of the enlisted force. Each flight represents an enlisted member of the Air Force who has embodied our core values and contributed to its heritage. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The airmen recognized on the papers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States Air Force in armed conflict, including present-day operations in Afghanistan. They include 7 Medals of Honor, 28 Air Force Crosses, and 190 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all airmen to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. Armed with a knowledge of our past, the airmen will exit the Heroes Walk by marching over a blue line, signifying their accession into the greatest air power in the world. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the 737th Training Group's Drum and Bugle Corps, Murray Flight, from the 321st Training Squadron. Performing today under the direction of Master Sergeant Sherry Wynn, hometown, Chattanooga, Tennessee. These airmen are also in basic military training, but have been hand-selected to perform for ceremonies of this type. We would like for you to notice our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. Once the flags have passed in review, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review. Now passing in review, our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Paul Couch, Master Military Training Instructor, 323rd Training Squadron, hometown, Muscatine, Iowa. From the 321st Training Squadron, the Drum and Bugle Corps, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 14, Murray Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Alexis Leva, hometown, Miami, Florida, and Master Sergeant Donald Mims, hometown, Moultrie, Georgia. The 8th Squadron Commander is Technical Sergeant Serena Harmon, Military Training Instructor Trainer, 323rd Training Squadron, hometown, Frederick, Maryland. From the 327th Training Squadron, representing Master Sergeant Air Force number 1, Gary, left side, Full Sergeant 224. Air Force number 18, right flight, led by Technical Sergeant Felicia Bailey, hometown, Miami, Florida. From the 322nd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 4, Honors Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Jessica King, hometown, Irving, Texas. From the 322nd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 5, Gaylor Flight, led by Master Sergeant Jeremy McMasters, hometown, Danville, Illinois. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing an Air Force Combat Action Medal recipient, Blue Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Christopher Legault, hometown, Miami, Florida. From the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 16, Roy Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Smith, hometown, Halstead, England. The squadron selected as the color guard is from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Master Sergeant Hilda Zamora, hometown, El Paso, Texas. The flight selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags are from the 323rd Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 17, Cody Flight, led by Master Sergeant Matthew White, hometown, Edel, Mississippi, and Technical Sergeant Patrick Angel, hometown, San Bernardino, California. The B Squadron Commander is Technical Sergeant Michael Childs, Military Training Instructor, 321st Training Squadron, hometown, Fitzgerald, Georgia. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 9, Vinegar Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Louis Christopher, hometown, Little Rock, Arkansas. From the 321st Training Squadron, representing the first woman in the Air Force, Lake Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Sean Doobie, hometown, Barstow, California. From the 320th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, number 6, McCoy Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Adam Neely, hometown, Mentor, Ohio. From the 320th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, number 7, Andrews Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Jamerson Jones, hometown, Brunswick, Georgia. From the 320th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, number 8, Parrish Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Chad Deal, hometown, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. From the 320th Training Squadron, representing Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 10, Kingston Flight, led by Technical Sergeant Derek White, hometown, Jackson, Mississippi. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the airmen before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warrior airmen with a foundation to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. Once these airmen leave basic military training, they will enter Airman's Week, where they will develop their critical thinking skills and further personalize the Air Force core values. They will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of over 118 Air Force specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of over 84 Air Force bases around the world, or work directly with our sister services. As these airmen move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the Air Force. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure that they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment while maintaining home station readiness. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the U.S. military, and an even smaller percentage in the United States Air Force. You should be proud of their accomplishments thus far. The airmen before you have reached a milestone in their Air Force journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. These airmen are the future of our Air Force and will pave the way for future generations of airmen as we continue to fly, fight, and win. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our squadron honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all airmen graduating in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence these airmen displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the airmen march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank the families and friends who are here in support of the airmen graduating today. Your words of encouragement help motivate these airmen through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States Air Force and Air Force Basic Military Training, we extend our thanks to the many families and friends of America's airmen for the support of your airmen and the greatest air power the world has ever known.
Hey, flag down!
Rebels and Contras, got him down!
U.S. flags down!
Ready. Ho!
Colonel Carruthers will now come forward and address our graduated airmen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. What a beautiful day to celebrate such amazing success. In fact, 686 instances of success. Instances of resilience and certainly excellence and dedication that has been tested and will be contested and will be continued to be tested going forward. But before I get into the remarks for these amazing airmen, let me start by first saying thank you to the friends, family, and loved ones here today. Thank you for sharing your loved ones with us, for entrusting the Air Force with the nation's treasure. We understand that's just exactly what these men and women represent. Thank you for entrusting this nation and for allowing us to build on what you have built, and that is a person dedicated to something bigger than themselves, to making this nation and in fact this world a little better place as a result of their service. So thank you so very much. And for our veterans in the audience, if you can, please stand. That's right. It's important to recognize the veterans. We stand on the shoulder of giants, and the veterans represent that service, that dedication that these men and women before you today will continue to carry forward. Your legacy stands before you right here in 686 instances of amazing. So thank you for your service, and thank you for all that you have done to allow this nation to be where it sits today and for us to be able to celebrate the moment in front of us. And on that note, let me now transition to these amazing next generation level of warrior airmen. I have to tell you, we're going to ask you to serve in a world of uncertainty. Whether or not that's in Europe, whether or not that's in the Pacific, or whether or not that's here at home. Whether or not it's humanitarian relief, just like we see not just but a couple of hours away from us, to combat ops and all things in between. This Air Force, as General Goldfein, our Chief of Staff, likes to say, provides the oxygen that our Joint Force needs to do what we do as the Department of Defense to defend the vital interests of this nation. You have stepped forward and said, send me. Thank you for serving something bigger than yourself. Understand that this step that you've made to get here is just the first step of a long journey. When I think of that world of uncertainty, I will tell you I am brought immense comfort knowing that it's you that makes that world a little less uncertain, a little more secure, a little better version of itself than the day prior. I will tell you, iron sharpens iron. And you represent iron every day. You represent that weapon, this Air Force, that brings security to this nation, that brings security to our allies and partners. Iron sharpens iron. Continue to be that iron for this nation and indeed for this world. I am so proud of what you have done, and I am so excited to see what you will continue to do for this Air Force. Thank you for what you've done. And on that note, I have one question for you. Are you ready to join the world's greatest Air Force? Holy smokes, I think it sounds like they're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Colonel Carruthers will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Airman, and welcome to the World Service.
Thank you, Colonel Carruthers. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as our newest airmen recite the Airman's Creed and remain in place for the departure of our official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American Airman, lead and warrior. I will never leave the enemy behind. I will never falter. Never will I fail.
Ready. Coast. Hold. Pick 'em up. Six up, drummers. In place.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Right up. Play. Hold.
Hey, flag! Hey! Go!
Airman flight from the 323rd Training Squadron will be relieved to their visitors at the equipment locker to your left after they secure the flags. Airmen in the Drum and Bugle Corps Marine flight from the 321st Training Squadron will meet their family members at the north side bleachers near the equipment lockers after they have secured their instruments.